Hello and welcome back to my channel. It's Ijoma here and I am back with another exciting tutorial. In this video, we are going to learn how to make this multiple colored dress with openings. What should we call this? Should we call it keyhole openings? I don't know what to call this particular thing, but if you know the name, you can drop it in the comment section. For this particular dress that I'm wearing, I used 2 yards of crepe, and for the detail that I gave it, for the design, the orange design that it has, I bought just 1 yard of it. Now, if you are making it with multiple colors, you should buy half yard of each of the colors, because you are going to design the front and the back, or maybe 2 of the colors at the front. So if you want it to be enough for you, buy half yard of each of the color you want to use. Now we are going to cut out our A-line skirt. First of all, this is an A-line skirt, okay, and my body is not so big, so the dress wasn't able to accommodate a lot of keyholes. Right now, I'm done folding this skirt and I'll go ahead and take out my half length. My half length is 17 inches, of course, and I'll cut the remaining part. The full length of this dress, I want to make it 62 inches. So from my shoulder to my hip is 27, to my knee 37, and 62 for full length, and I've marked the lines. I divided my hip by 4 plus 1 inch. At the knee, I subtracted 8 inches from my hip and I marked plus 1 inches. Like, I subtracted 8 inches from my total hip measurement and divided it by 4. I marked, then added 1 inch. At my waist, I marked my normal waist measurement. Then from my knee, I'll mark my A-line, just the normal way we cut our A-line. And for this dress, we are doing freehand cutting throughout, okay. Now I am done doing that. I'll go ahead and cut this out. After cutting the front, I will use it to cut the back. And for the back, we are not adding any train or tail to it. It is going to be a plain A-line. The only difference between the front and the back will be the zipper allowance. Right now, this is the fabric that I'll use for the back. I have folded my fabric and I'll go ahead and place the front on it, and I'll add my 1 inch for zipper allowance. Now, my own skirt is really fitted, but if you're making this for yourself, I will advise you to make it free. It should be somehow free on your body. It will look better than when it is fitted. Now I have placed my front piece on the back piece, and I'll go ahead and cut out. Like I said, I am not adding any train or tail. That means that the front skirt and the back skirt will be the same size. After doing that, I will cut out my zipper allowance. I'll open up my zipper allowance. Now, after cutting this, I was already running out of fabric. The upper parts that I made, though you didn't notice, but if you check very well, you will notice that my upper bodice has a joining at the center front, because I was already running out of fabric. If you are making this for yourself, you should try and make the men dress 2.5 yards. Then you will buy half yard of each of the color that you want to use. Now, this is the fabric that we use, and like I said, I will join my center front because I'm already running out of fabric. So this is the area that we use as my shoulder, and I have opened it up. I'll go ahead and divide my shoulder into 2. My shoulder is 16, but I made it 14. Like, I want the shoulder of this dress to be smaller than my normal shoulder. I made my shoulder 14, then my chest line 8 inches, my bust point is 10 inches, my half length is 17 inches, and I added 2 inches for allowance. Then I'll go ahead and mark straight lines on these indicated areas. Now, after doing all that, I'll connect from my shoulder measurement down to my chest line, and I will mark my armhole curve, the normal armhole curve. And like I told you guys, I want the shoulder of this dress to be smaller than my normal shoulder. Like, I want it to have a small shoulder. If you want yours to have a sleeve, you should use your normal shoulder measurement. Now, for the neckline, I did 3 by 3. It is a normal round neckline. That is for the front. After marking the neckline, I added 1 inch shoulder slope. Now I will mark out my dart. My nipple to nipple is 7.5, but I made it 4. Then I took out half an inch on both sides of my side or both sides of my dart. I'll divide my bust by 4. My bust is 36 divided by 4, that is 9 plus 1 inch. My waist is 30 divided by 4, that is 7.5 plus 1 inch for that, and another 1 inch for allowance, that will be 9.5. But I made it 10 because of the joining I have at the center front. Okay, now after cutting out this back, we are going to place it, after cutting out this front, this is the front, sorry. After cutting this out, we will place it on the back panel and cut out, like we'll place it on the back piece and we will cut out. After cutting the back out, I will use bias to turn my neckline, my armhole. Like I said, I was already running out of fabric when I was cutting this particular area, so I couldn't get a facing out of my fabric. I used a bias to hem the neckline and the armhole line. Now I have placed my front on my back piece and I'll cut out, adding 1.5 inch for zipper allowance or 1 inch. It depends on the allowance that you added to your skirt area. Okay, now I'm also done cutting on my armhole. For the neck depth of the back, I made it 2 inches. I don't want the neck depth of the back to be as deep as the front. After doing that, I will notch my dart. Sorry, I don't know why I say after doing that so much. I want to stop that. Now I am done. The next thing that I'll do is to use my bias to turn my neckline and my armhole. This is the paper that I will use to cut out the circle. I don't want to cut it out on fabric so that I'll not make any mistake. I had to cut it out on paper first. Fold like 9 inches. Fold 9 inches and then fold it again. You know the way we cut out a peplum or the way we cut out a normal circle. That is how you are going to cut this out. Fold 9 by 9. And another factor that affects this is the width of the circle you want to have. If you want your circles to be small, fine. If you want them to be big, fine also. Now from the center, I marked 3 inches round. Like from the center of this circle, I marked 3 inches. But this 3 inches is wide. If you are cutting yours and you want to get the size of that one in the picture, make it 2.5. Do not mark up to 3. 3 is too much. Then from that 3, I marked 3.5. I want the width of this circle, I want it to be 2.5. Then plus 1 inch, that is 3.5. The 1 inch is the half an inch for turning the inner circle and half an inch for turning the outer part of the circle. Okay, so that was why I marked 3.5. But then after marking out this, I had to reduce the radius, like the inner circle, because the inner circle was too wide. I noticed that it was too wide. I had to reduce it while cutting out on my fabric. Now I am done marking this on paper. I will cut out my paper. After cutting this paper, I'll open it up so that you guys can see what I have right there. I noticed that the inner circle or somehow bigger than what I wanted. It's not so big, but I wanted it to be small because I'm still going to use half an inch to turn the inner circle. Now I drafted another circle and I think the first one that I have is better. I'll go with the first one. Now this is the first circle that I drafted. I'll start cutting it out on fabric. If you are using multiple colors for those circles, you should cut out two, like, because you place one at the front, one at the back. But I am using just one color. I went ahead to cut out about 5 pieces, but I ended up using 4. Now, like I said, I want the inner circle to be smaller. I want my inner circle to be smaller. Now place it on fold, and you can see when I was cutting, I came up by 1 inch from the inner circle. Like I came in by 1 inch from the inner circle, and I reduced my paper so that at the end of the day, I will have a total of 3.5 inch wide circle. Okay, now when I was cutting the inner circle, I came up by 1 inch. You can see that I did not cut on the round area. I did not cut on the round area exactly. You can see that the inner circle is somehow smaller now. So this piece is what I will use to cut out the rest. Okay. Now it depends on how many circles you want the dress you are making to have. Like I said, my own is 4 at the end of the day, but I cut out 5. I will start cutting out these circles one by one. Then after cutting it out, we are going to hem the outer part first of all. If you want to make this job easy for yourself, you will hem the outer part of your circle, and you don't need to run stitches on it. So if you want to hem it, you will use hemming gum. First of all, iron the circle. After ironing your circle, you will start folding in 1/2 inch from the outer circle, from the outer side of the circle. You can see what I'm doing right there. After cutting out my pieces, I started folding in 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch from the outer part of that circle. After folding in the 1/2 inch, I'll also add hemming gum to hold down that 1/2 inch, that 1/2 inch that I folded in. Now, after ironing all of them, steam iron will do a better job here, but I was using my generator. After folding in this, I start placing my hemming gum round that 1/2 inch. So folding this in before stitching it to your dress is better. It will make the job easy for you, because after attaching this circle to your dress, it will be hard for you to hem the outside. So hem it separately, hem it first before adding it to the dress. Okay, now I am done with this particular one, and I'll go ahead and insert my hemming gum. You can see what I'm saying. You fix your hemming gum at the back of that 1/2 inch. As you are fixing it, you will be ironing. As you are fixing it, you'll be ironing. Okay, now after you must have finished doing all this, you start placing this circle on the dress. If you notice, I haven't opened any circle on my dress. I don't want to open any circle on my dress. And if you want to make it easy for yourself, do not open any circle on your dress. Follow the method that I used in this video. It will make this job easy for you. Now, this is my skirt, and this is the back part of my skirt. I'll start placing these circles, and it should be slightly above your knee line, somehow above, like 2 inches above your knee line. This is the wrong side of my skirt. You place this on the wrong side of your skirt, and the 1/2 inch should be facing you. You can see the rough part of that circle should be facing up. Then you will place these circles on the wrong side of this fabric, so that after stitching and turning it out, you will turn it out to the right side of the fabric. Now I am trying to arrange this in a way that it will be okay. My body is not wide enough, my measurement is not wide enough to accommodate so many circles. I am a very slim person, but if you're a plus size will actually do better or justice to this. Now I'll start pinning them down. Pin all of them down according to the position you want them to have. And like I said, I have not opened any circle. I haven't opened any circle on my skirts, right? Now I am done. I'll go ahead and use 1/2 inch to stitch down my inner circle only, 1/2 inch. Now I am done stitching it down with 1/2 inch. It is time to open the men's skirt. You can see this will make your job easy, but had it been I opened my skirt and opened my circle separately, turning the both of them accurately may be hard. Just turn it the way I did and then cut off the circles. And after doing all that, you start notching. As you are cutting off the inner circle, you will be notching, because notching it will make turning it and ironing it easy for you. This is the first one. This is the second one. I'll repeat the same thing on all the circles on this skirt, and then I will iron. The ironing part also, if you are ironing, is up to you. After ironing, you can decide to run a stitch round each circle. Some people do run a stitch round the circle, like on top. Some we use hemming gum, some we do tacking. Now it depends on the type of finishing you want to give your dress. For me, I think I prefer tacking and hemming gum to stitching. I don't like running stitches on my clothes. I will use hemming gum to hold it down for now. After holding it down with hemming gum, I can go ahead and tack later. Now I am turning out these designs to the right side. You can see from the wrong side, we turn this out to the right side, and you can see that it is looking neat. I have not even done any finishing work on this. It is looking neat already. If you're using multiple colors, this is also how you are going to turn it out. Now after turning all this out, I will use my hemming gum to hold it down. I've told you guys already that I will use hemming gum to hold them down. Okay, now after turning, we will start ironing. As I am ironing, I'll be adding my hemming gum at the back. Just take your time and do that. Done with the ironing and adding of hemming gum. Now this is the top of our dress, the bodice. I am done turning the neckline armhole with bias. I'll close the zipper allowance of the back. After closing the zipper allowance of the back, I'll take my front and my back measurements, and of course I've added darts to them. I'll close my shoulder. I'll take my body measurements, and after taking the measurements and everything that you want to do, you will trim the half length. And I have already joined the front and the back skirt together. I don't want to add these circles to the back. I want it to stay at the front so that it will look more modest a little. I am done shaping the bodice. I'll trim my half length. After trimming this half length, remember to take out your zipper bulge, to do your zipper bulge intake at the center back. Like at the center back, you will go up by 1 inch, fold out your center back, go up by 1 inch at the center. Repeat the same thing on the other side of the skirt, like fold it like this, and you will go down by 1 inch and up to your half length again. Then you join the front and the top and the skirt part, and that will be the end of our tutorial. If you want to register for any of our online classes, feel free to drop a comment in the comment section. We have about 15 online classes. You have a lot to teach. See you all in my next video. Bye.